Akon City.
Akon City.
Let's talk about Akon City, man.
Akon City.
Akon City.
What is Akon City?
Akon City is going to be the first futuristic smart city in Africa.
Akon has long been a big idea guy. From dreaming he would one day be an international music star, to wanting to build a huge, futuristic city in his motherland of Africa. For more reasons than one, the second idea of his has garnered both praise and criticism for how ambitious yet unrealistic it is. In 2020, the Grammy-nominated musician made a bold claim that he was going to build an African utopia in Senegal, where his roots are. The mock-up designs were spectacular. A montage of slim, shiny, curved skyscrapers and new museums, to be brought to life with a $6 billion investment, all in the heart of a country where 36% of the people live below the poverty line.
We have to really rebrand. You get to the point where you think Africa's just a big jungle. But then when you look at the US, it's showing Superman, Batman. Where is our Superman?
At the groundbreaking ceremony, Akon claimed the city would be something like a real-life Wakanda, like the fictional and futuristic state of the 2018 superhero movie Black Panther. The locked-up singer attempted to channel Black Panther's aesthetically Afrocentric spirit, while overlooking the role that the civil conflict and the post-colonial strife played in the story.
I think Wakanda, I love the fact that it did come out though, because it made people think differently of Africa. And it gave people an option of what could be if something or some kind of energy was, put in that direction.
Akon City was promising a bit of everything. A seaside resort, a tech hub, recording studios, and even a zone named Centerwood to develop Senegal's struggling film industry. The Convict Music CEO stated that the plan was for the economy to function primarily on his Akoin Crypto-Currency. Akon envisioned that the city would serve as a home back home for Black Americans and other members of the African diaspora. The Senegalese American claimed he wanted to create a place where they could connect with their displaced African heritage. But this soon seemed like a pipe dream as the project quickly ran into some tough obstacles which put Akon under the spotlight for the wrong reasons. The first phase of construction was due to be completed by the end of 2023, but the project has been riddled with delays and controversy. The most pressing issue with this was his Akoin Crypto-Currency that was supposedly going to help build and sustain the city. The crypto, along with the city, was intended to unite Africa with a greater vision, boasting the slogan, "One Africa, one coin."
All the things that we're fighting for, it's all because of just not having the proper currency or a currency that's strong enough to give us the value we need just to survive.
He claimed Akoin would not just be a currency used to pay for goods and services, but a way to establish credit and borrow money. But it failed to acquire traction even with Akon's star prominence. Few people were prepared to make investments on something that was not yet concrete. Akoin has since been delisted from every exchange where it was once available for purchase. This meant that those who purchased the pre-sale of the token didn't get any return on their investment, and left people still wanting to be refunded today.
But at the end of the day, I think investment is always going to be a risk. And what I want to do is create an opportunity for anyone that's ever invested in me on any level to give them a second shot at something that's a lot less risky than it was before.
The R&B star has stated that they will receive their money back, even if he has to pay them out of his own pocket. Without a source of income, funding for building on the land didn't flow in, and it left the area empty and in limbo except for the only progress made. The foundation stone sitting on a pedestal in an empty field which was unveiled in 2020. These issues would lead Akon to get sued by his ex-business partner in a $4 million lawsuit. Many people claim that Akon City was just a big scam, with critics referring to it as Akon City, and just an all-out pyramid scheme. The music mogul does have a history of questionable business practices, from owing millions in unpaid music royalties to allegedly setting up video producers to be robbed of their footage and equipment after they had just shot a video for him. On the flip side, he has been successful with other business ventures within Africa, such as launching solar energy in the region. Those living and working in the area of the planned city are reportedly unhappy about the situation, as many of them have let go of their land to make way for Akon's plan. Also, no Senegalese architects or engineers were hired to help design the city. So this begs the question, is this project designed with the long-term well-being of the Senegalese people in mind, or just an opportunistic play on Akon's part? Maybe this could be fantasizing going too far. An African utopia looks great on paper, but it seems like the realities of what will be needed to even get this project off the ground were neglected from the start. Considering Senegal's system and economy, the $6 billion price tag seemed completely out of line, as there was no structure in place to control or regulate the city.
I don't like to use the word the king of the city, but that's what it will turn out to be, you know what I'm saying?
As he named the city and cryptocurrency after himself, could this just be a vanity project for Akon? And could this have hindered its progress? Like when he proposed a second Akon City in Uganda, before a single structure had even been built in Senegal. It's hard to say if this grand yet cryptic vision of Akon City will ever come to fruition.
Even with Akon City, my own people sometimes will write articles about, oh, this is not going to happen, something like this could never happen in Africa. We're building a city. You don't build a city in 24 hours.
Numerous factors have been pointed out to try and justify delays, such as the pandemic and even the Senegalese government's lack of help. But it's clear that the majority of the accountability should fall back on Akon and his loose plan for the city. As much as a project like this could be a benefit to Africa, it needs to make long-term practical sense for the people that live there. One thing that can be applauded though is the vision itself. We see similar projects being launched in places like the Middle East, so the fact that these projects are being proposed for Africa is progressive. But whether Akon will be able to pull this off is yet to be seen.